bravado side. We have the look at me, here I am, and then we have the other side, which is like kind of more of a yeah. What is going on here? All right, all right, I know I'm Boomerang, guys. Cut me some slack here. You know, I suppose there's always stuff that we can do to improve. Whoa, what is going on? Shh. Sorry guys, have I been muted this whole time? Boomer move. You know, that was just a test that was done intentionally because I wanted to, you know, check how many of you could lip read. Hi everyone, how's it going? Yeah, I am clutching my violin and just absolutely, you know, hoping that there's going to be no lag here, but hope you've all been well. And yeah, it's sorry about the last stream. That was definitely not according to plan. And but you know, you guys were still very kind and understanding. I saw a couple of memes out there, but you know, I guess I deserve that. We are going to, well, I am going to be, we together are going to be sort of reviewing a couple of submitted videos by you. That's going to be, I think, the topic of today. And then we'll finish with also a couple of art reviews and also Ask Ray questions. Speaking of people connecting together, I have to do the obligatory Discord plug. So we have a community now that's around, I think, almost 4,000 members on Discord, where we practice together. We also, you know, share tips and musical advice. So head over there and check that out. The link is in the description below. Also, got to do the obligatory merch plug, of course. This one is the Big Pixel Ray. And I just heard, good news is I just heard from our manufacturers that shipment will not be delayed. So July, all pre-sale is going on right now. And also the hoodies should be coming out soon. All right, so first of all, we have here, I believe this is Prucnal.violin, and he's about to play for us the Paganini Violin Concerto. So let's check it out. All right, nice, nice, very nice. Oh wow, that was really awesome. Well done, Prucnal. That was a solid Paganini. I suppose, you know, when we talk about Paganini, we always like to sort of I like to envision that it's you know, he's a show-off character. This, you know, here I am kind of attitude, and Prucnal, you definitely have that, which I love. But then on the other side, there's also this sort of, you know, Paganini, he loved those, you know, aristocratic, the daughters of aristocratic noblemen. And he was also a bit of a romantic. So, you know, he's got this kind of like, oh, look at me, bravado, but he's also got this kind of like, oh, well, you know, kind of thing. Right? So that's definitely a bravado. So we want to make sure that in this moment here that we hit the romantic side of Paganini. Right? Okay. So okay, and then kind of comes this like playful dance. This part to this part, let's call that the romantic part. And then this part here, we would probably want to call that the playful part, okay? So this part here, let's call that bravado. changing character is what keeps the music interesting. I myself ask myself that question all the time. Like, how can I make this more convincing with different people? Even though, and it's a very difficult thing to do, because even though you're one single person, to be able to have multiple sort of personalities, like an actor or an actress, that's something that is very important in music. Happens here. You want to have the romantic. Then we said this part was going to be the playful part, right? Wait, back to this section here. The playful section starts here and finishes all the way to over here. Then we have back to bravado, okay? This section again. And then here. But something is different this time. This C natural kind of tells us that there's something different, right? There's something different about the music. And each time that happens, every time that there's something different about music, we always have to play it differently. So bravado. So because of that difference, I actually separate this bowing here. And I keep that to something different, because it's, even though it starts the same as the beginning of the piece, instead of doing that, we go here. Bring on the juice, Dark Knight sauce. All right, and Prucnal, I would advise that you do 3-2 here. That way, that slide, that 3-3 slide, won't be affected as much. Because when, this is a difficult piece, and when we're tense, things tend to, thank you, Nadia, things tend to, when we're tense, become difficult to play. Like, slides that we can do, shifts that we can do normally, suddenly become very difficult. I like the color change that you did here. That was good. I would just suggest that, in addition to this one, that we do something with this note as well. Okay, so this moment is kind of like the calm moment. This is the beautiful moment. So again, Paganini shows us yet another side. So we're going into what I would call, what's a good name for this? He's like, it's very gentle. So let's call this the gentle section. Maybe the proper word is genteel. Genteel would be a good word, but I'm just going to call it gentle for now. You know what? Genteel. Just sounds more fancy. A little bit of his romantic side again. Paganini, you sly dog, you. And then something happens. And then this time, I like to do a little bit, of a fancy thing here. I would probably, change it up a little bit. Same with what happened before on this note. That's why I highlighted it, this one. I like to do a little harmonic there, you know? I just think that knowing Paganini's character, Paganini, it's all about this sort of, you know, show off, virtuosity, but yet with incredible, you know, shades, different colors and stuff like that. He would have done that. If you always ask yourself this question, like, what would the composer have done? Here we have. So I do like that as well. But you did a great up-bow staccato. I have another video for you guys, and this one is Mendelssohn Violin Concerto by Joy. She's 12 years old. So, Joy, I really liked your performance, and I thought you did a great job. I noticed that when you began, you sort of just picked up the violin and just started. I mean, that's very useful for this particular concerto because it sort of just starts. You have a bar and a half of intro right here before you start. So, you know, you want to just gather your thoughts. I think this is very important for any concerto in general. You want to make sure that you're prepared first, and then you indicate. All right, so we start. I like to start down bow, actually. Despite the what is the norm of this concerto, I sort of, you know why I like to do down bow? Because I think of the phrase like tam pa pa ya da da, so that I don't do that. It's tam pa pa ya, and then pam pa ya. That's how I think the phrase, that it's each one, ta ta ta, pa pa pa, and then a long phrase here, right? A longer phrase there. Ta 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 ya, ta da 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 da. So right, okay, go back again. It goes back to the beginning. We gather our thoughts, and then we do. Now, what kind of sound do we want? A Jewish sound? I mean, but what does that mean? Whenever I think of like the Perlman sound, you know, that's what I think. He does this, you know, incredible Schindler's List, and the bow is just always stuck to the string. It's like there's this sticky rosin that causes it to be like always on there. Yeah. You know, I mean, that was written by John Williams, but still in the style of that. So here. That we have that sort of very sort of, you know, that weight, that stickiness, that things don't go, you know, you don't lift up that bow too much from the string. I think that would be probably a very good thing to keep in mind. We kind of, and then it builds, right? It builds all the way until letter A. So this is the first high point. So there you can start sort of lifting up a little bit. But until then, what happens before is all this kind of da-da-da-da. Think about the orchestral tutti. You know, it's very much like this sort of very And so you see what we did there? That first one is very clear, and this next one is sort of, mysterious, right? Dark side of the moon. And then continue. and then it builds. So that's what that crescendo is there for. And dun two. Dun two. Now the reason why I'm counting out loud is so that you need to have a sense of rhythmic integrity here. I would say it's like, or at least a very different character from what we had in the beginning, right? That's where the dividing line is between here and here. That this former section before the line is all very sort of, I mean, you can't do whatever you want. It's still very locked in, but it should at least appear like it's very fluid and it's very horizontal versus vertical, right? But then when we get to letter A, you have this 1, 2, 3, dun, 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 in the orchestral part. So that's very important. So here, though, it can't always, music, like I've often said again and again, you cannot play it the same over and over again. You have to have a little bit of change. So, da 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 da, the first time when we do that, that's going to be very sort of rhythmic, right? And then the next one, that is also quite rhythmic. But then here, it's something different because we had long phrases from here all the way to here, da 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 da, and then all the way here. But then here it starts to be shorter phrases, right? And then sort of long, and then it starts to build from this moment onwards. So this moment onwards with the piano here, it starts to change, and that's where you should change as well. So from here, it's like, what's happening? And then here. All right, so then that leads to this first moment here, which is like kind of like, here I am. People talk about phrasing. Like, what is phrasing? It's tough to understand that concept, but basically here you should think small phrases overarched by a longer phrase. The way I see this, one final bit I want to give you of musical advice is that here, what does this mean? That we've already had these octaves once. What does the second group of octaves mean? Well, like anything, when you repeat something again, usually with more insistence, it's something that really sort of, okay, you're doubling down on what you said before. So if what you said before was already quite emotional, quite, I don't want to use the word aggressive, but like you're determined, imagine what the second time of that would be. So this is the first time. I said it again. And then off to the tutti. That's how I interpret the Mendelssohn. Let's guys, let's take a look at this little boy playing the two Grenadiers. I was closing my eyes, he says. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that submission. Keep up the great work. And, you know, it brought back so many memories just watching you play now. Okay, the last video that I'd like to take a look at, it was a pretty unusual one. This one was it was submitted, and I have to say I had never seen, I watched a little bit of it just to get an idea, but I'd never seen anything like this before. So I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, just start this, and yeah, okay, let's see. It's apparently, for those of you who are asking, the instrument is called an automaton. I didn't even know you could do that. You know, I've tried one of these instruments before, and like this, I love the self duet that you did. I mean, that was taking it to the next level. That's all we have time for today in terms of review videos. Basically, don't worry if your video isn't chosen. I'll try to leave a comment if I can. You know, if it's not this stream, then hopefully next stream. Okay, this one is called Amadeus Mozart. This one is Dmitri Chenstakovich. Very nice. Now I know if I go bald, my forehead will just recede backwards into the stratosphere. Oh, this one is Sacrilegious Baroque Bach. Very nice. Fritz, you know what the title this one is called? Fritz Kreisler. This one, thank you for allowing me to join on Le TikTok. Oh my gosh, strawberry. I look like a snack. What can I say? Oh, okay. Yep. Typical. Actually, this looks like from Despicable Me. Nice. Nice. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Hilary Hahn, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Hilary Hahn. Here's some Ask Ray questions. All right, the first question. Before school shut down, I practiced 1 hour a day, and now that school is shut down, I want to start practicing 2 hours a day. Would it be healthy for me to immediately jump from 1 to 2 hours? Well, Jeep Armada, I would say that, yeah, it's totally fine. You know, 2 hours. It's not like you're jumping from 1 to 10 hours. I would say try to, you know, maybe divvy it up, or do like an hour and 20 minutes and then do a 40-minute session. From Kanai Bepri, is there any specific question that you use for shifting back? Oh, that's a good question. I find shifting back is very difficult to do accurately. Because shifting up is like really easy. You can sort of raise the violin and raise the violin. Yeah, you shift forward by letting, like, just sort of shoving your violin into your neck, like that. The shifting down, then you have to do a clutch. You have to clutch the violin. So there's a little bit of like back and forth. You basically have two modes of chin and shoulder usage that I do, and then sort of I go back and forth between the two modes. So it's like two gears on a car. So yeah, okay, hope that helps, by the way. Next question. Have you ever considered quitting the violin and not pursuing a career as a... There have been times though that, you know, it was so tiring, or, you know, I felt like I was trying over and over and over again. You know, practicing 40 hours a day, it is very tiring, I tell you. But no, but like, you know, putting in all that effort and then only to sort of have your teacher, or, you know, going to a competition, some jury member tell you that you're just not good enough. Basically, it's saying that success is like the accumulation of many failures, right? So think about that, and when you accept that, then am able to put that past, and each time, of course, you're going to feel down. I mean, you just ask yourself, what could I have done better? And then you just pick yourself up afterwards, because what are you going to do? Just lounge around all day, do nothing? I mean, and just do it, you know? So that's always been my response to those difficult moments. All right, how do you calm yourself when you get angry? Oh, like in daily life, and also when you get frustrated while practicing. I mean, practicing is a frustrating thing. Not gonna lie about that. Practicing can also be an incredibly rewarding thing. So, and life can throw just curveballs at you. I've gotten to the point where I can let it pass through myself. I can just not care as much. And I think that's the secret to it. But then, you know, there are these moments when I think everyone sees red, and it's recognizing, I think, the red flags before then, you know, the orange and even the yellow. That's it for the questions. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this live stream. I feel really proud that we have this community, and that it has such good vibes, that despite the situation right now, we're still supporting each other and making each other laugh and smile, and also just be excited about music. So that's a really cool thing. So anyway, thank you so much. Stay safe, and bye for now. And thank you all for your donations. All right, see ya. Bye. What are you guys still doing here? Head over to Discord, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!